The phone rang while I was busy, not once, not twice, but again and again. I remember glancing at the screen, seeing my father's name, and thinking, I'll call back later. I always thought there would be a later. Isn't it strange how life does that? It wraps us in this cozy blanket of certainty, convincing us that the people we love will always be there, just a phone call away. That tomorrow is a given, a guaranteed appointment on the calendar. That missed calls are just minor inconveniences, little things to get to when we have a spare moment. We believe this with all our hearts until one day, one of those missed calls becomes the single most important thing in the world. That day it was my father calling. Now you have to understand, he never called during work hours, ever. He had this old-school respect for a person's workday and absolutely hated interrupting. So when his name flashed on my screen, it wasn't just another call. It was an exception. A little flag went up in my mind, a small voice saying, "This is unusual." But I was buried in deadlines, drowning in a sea of emails and tasks that all felt urgent. I silenced the ring. I told myself it was probably something small. Maybe he had a question about his computer again, or he needed a quick favor. I'll call him back, I promised myself, just as soon as things slow down. But they never did. The whirlwind of the day just kept spinning faster. An hour later, my phone rang again. This time, it wasn't his name on the screen. It was my mother's. I answered immediately, a knot already forming in my stomach. Her voice, it sounded different, not the warm, familiar sound I knew. It was thin, brittle, broken. She didn't cry, not at first. She didn't scream or panic. She just said 5 words that have echoed in my mind ever since. 5 words that still live inside my chest, heavy as stone. He kept asking for you. My father had collapsed at home, a sudden, massive heart attack. By the time the paramedics arrived, it was already too late. The call I ignored, the one I brushed aside for work that felt so important, was the last time he ever tried to hear my voice, the last time he reached out. I replay that moment endlessly. It's like a film stuck on a loop in my head. The vibration of the phone on my desk, the brief flicker of his name, the conscious choice I made to silence it. And then the silence that followed, the real, permanent silence. Well-meaning friends and family all say the same thing. Don't blame yourself. You couldn't have known. They say it with such kindness, such sincerity. But they don't live with the memory that I do. They don't carry the weight of that specific choice. Grief isn't just a wave of sadness that washes over you. It's so much more complex. It's regret, a sharp and constant companion. It's guilt, a shadow that follows you into every quiet room. It's the phantom limb of all the conversations you'll never get to finish, all the questions you'll never get to ask. At his funeral, I listened as people shared their memories. They spoke about what a good man he was, a provider who worked tirelessly for his family, a protector who made us feel safe, a quiet, unwavering strength in all of our lives. They were all right, of course. He was all of those things. But as I stood there in my dark suit, nodding along, my mind was somewhere else entirely. I wasn't thinking about his life of strength and sacrifice. I was thinking about a missed call. And in that moment, a painful realization hit me with the force of a physical blow. We don't spend our lives regretting the arguments we had or the bad days we shared. Those things fade. What we regret, what truly haunts us, are the moments we took for granted. The times we assumed we had an infinite supply of laters and tomorrows. We regret the casual, unthinking assumption that there would always be more time. Now, my relationship with my phone has completely changed. Every time it rings, I answer. It doesn't matter if I'm busy. It doesn't matter if I'm tired or in the middle of something important. I answer, because I learned in the most brutal way possible that some calls don't come twice. Some opportunities to connect are final. So I'm telling you this, and I hope you truly hear me. If someone you love has crossed your mind today, If their name just popped into your head for no reason at all, please call them. Don't send a text. Don't think, I'll do it later. Don't wait until tomorrow. Do it now. Pick up the phone and make that call. Because the simple, seemingly harmless words, "I'll call back," have the devastating power to become the heaviest, most crushing regret of your entire life. Some lessons in this life are incredibly expensive. They're not paid for with money. They're paid for with time you can't get back. They're paid for with your own peace of mind. And sometimes they are paid for with people. This lesson, for me, cost me a goodbye, a final conversation, a chance to say, "I love you," one last time. And it's a debt I'll be paying for the rest of my life. Don't make the same mistake I did. Cherish the now. Answer the call. If you're struggling with grief or regret, please know that you're not alone. Talking to a therapist or joining a support group can make a world of difference. There is help available, and there is hope for healing. Thank you for listening.